Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Boys and the Baltic Star. It's Friday night. No, it's Saturday night. I'm so used to the three of us being here. It's Saturday night, and normally we don't play Traveller, and we're not playing Traveller tonight, but we're doing something a bit special, and it's thrown me, and I'm all of a tiz now. Oh, I need to calm down a little bit. Well, it is Saturday night, and the three of us are here. And on Saturday, we tend to play a whole range of different games, and we have our friends play with us, and so on and so forth. We have many guests round to the big Baltic Star house. We throw the doors open to our beloved friends. But tonight, we've kept our doors firmly locked and bolted. We've slapped big go away signs on the windows, and we've sent our attack dogs after any of our friends that have tried to come near, because tonight we're going to gather around the fire by ourselves and enjoy a bit of self-indulgence, really, and look back on some tales that we've told over the last, that started on the 9th of the 8th, 2024. Oh, God.
No, that's not true, surely.
Oh, we used to turn out a season in a year, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stretching.
Yeah. Well, it was, I think, 46 episodes.
It was, to be fair. And we did that in about 80 weeks. Which actually, considering there's been a lot of stuff on in life, that's not too horrific for us, considering.
It's not terrible, no.
No. So yes, we're going to be looking back on some of season 4 of our ongoing Traveller adventure. If it is your first time here, you are very, very welcome. If you go to our YouTube, in fact, the Boys and the Baltic Star YouTube, you'll notice that for each of our seasons, we've done sort of half season or full season catch-ups to help sort of churn you through the story quickly. Of course, you don't get the full effect, but if you need to sort of get an idea of sort of the plot and the vibe, they're good places to go to. So after this, join our YouTube channel, Boys and the Baltic Star, and click through some of the old videos from season 1, 2, and 3, and you can find out. Good work, you. Look at that, and find out a bit about all the seasons before this one. The three of us have always enjoyed playing Traveller, and we all carry out different roles within our ongoing game. My name is Luke, and I play two characters. I play Kara and Soraya. Kara there is on the far left. She is an artist, sort of an IT nerd, a hacker, a carouser, a philosopher, and a trader. She enjoys throwing the cards all on the table. Second from right is Soraya. She spent many years as a scout, has great knowledge of the ways of scouting, and the legend of Benny Ironseed. She also likes cheesy balls and Stefan. Speaking of Stefan, the man below me is the man who created that gentleman. He is my brother from another mother. He is the housewife's favourite. He's the Floofmeister General. And if you notice, he's cosplaying Stefan, but he's switched the grey of the sleeve and the black of the hair around between his clothing and his reverse role playing. It is the rather stately Ewan. Good evening, Ewan. How are you?
Hello, Luke. I'm doing very well, thank you. Very well. I don't know. It's always sad to finish a season, but it's always quite exciting to move on and see what Ben's going to throw at us next.
Well, we've already decided what we're doing next season. We're just going to drive on, aren't we?
just keep jumping.
Just training. Nothing but training. Training and training.
Season 5 is the training season. It'll be like the Rocky montage in the stream form.
Yeah, I like it. We do need a montage, I feel.
Speaking of montages, I feel that your characters would end up in them quite heavily, I think, these montages. So why don't you tell our dear friends and viewers a bit about them?
Well, I like to think that we'd all appear in it just to an equal extent, but we'll see, I guess. However, the two characters that I would be portraying that would appear in said montage Stefan Miller. I'd love to tell you loads about him, but as we're not playing tonight, I didn't get my character sheets in front of me. So he he is Soraya's friend on the crew. They've probably got the closest connection out of Stefan and anyone. He is our sneaky space rogue who does like to do a backflip from time to time. And as we found out last episode, has lots of streetwise, but not a lot of the other one, which is outside of cities.
Survival.
Survival.
Almost
There's
survival.
no
Thank you
survival
very
knowledge.
much. No survival whatsoever. So yes, that is a problem. Sometimes, half the time, yeah, probably. I also play the furriest creature on the screen, Agnar Arnson, who is Varga, former military general. As like Luke likes to remind me, he never actually served as a general when it was given to him post retirement. Because he has the status for it, as shown in his high social skills, but nobody would trust him with actually being in command of other people to that extent, at least. He does have very good medic skills. He does have some reasonable skill in military tactics, and he's the oldest, so he's the daddy of the group, and does like to spring for a brunch from time to time.
He is. What a fine man he is, to be honest. And we're joined by one more very fine man. He is the finest man in any room. He spends his entire life in the Twin Peaks dream sequence. Apart from when he's being carried around Faversham in a sedan chair by 6 topless and heavily oiled Eastern European gentlemen. He is, of course, the Queen of Faversham.
Majestic!
The resplendent Ben. Good evening, Ben. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Very well.
We need that on a stamp. That could be a stamp, actually.
That could be a stamp. It's perfect.
If we need a screenshot in future, Spurs. Screenshot and a stamp for this. Oh.
Yes, indeed. That's what we need. Is me on a stamp. That would certainly cheer everyone up.
Well, why not? With the world going to hell, we need a bit of cheer.
Yes. I'm not one of those people who feels I need to put my name and my face on everything, which is probably for the best, because not many people would go along with it.
Well, you never know. There's some people vote for Farage.
It does happen.
How have you been, Ben? Has life been treating you well
all right,
today?
Thank you. Yes, all right. Yes, been a busy day, but very much looking forward to a relaxing, fairly chill stream this evening.
Oh, we love chill streams.
It does feel like a good time for one, actually.
Exactly, and so let's have one of those. So as we said, we're going to run through a chunk. We'll see how we go time-wise and tiredness-wise and things like that. I'd imagine we won't get past leaving the first planet at furthest tonight anyway.
Well,
So,
I hope we'll get past the very first.
oh yeah, the very.
Because...
Oh god, it's already too chill for me.
Yes. Okay. So I'm trying to think how we've done this in the past. I think what I tend to do is begin by reading 2 intros. The intro for the first episode of the season, which obviously isn't about the first episode of the season. It's what happened at the end of the previous season.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
And then I go straight into reading the intro for episode 2, effectively, which covers what happened in episode 1.
That sounds right. And then we discuss the episode.
And then we talk about them. Yeah.
And I put the graphic. I put the graphic up after you've done I'll put the graphic up at some point. Okay.
Okay.
It'll happen.
It'll
So
happen.
when we started the season, this was the situation. Our heroes have been very busy recently. They seem to have assembled a large and diverse selection of enemies, which is nice. So perhaps we should start there. They've just got back from exploring the remains of an ancient battle cruiser, the Kelleran, in the company of noted explorer and self-publicist Otto Nieder. While there, they discovered that a person, possibly a Varga from an important family called Tarek Row, had paid a group of armed spacefaring entrepreneurs, or pirates, to find them and stop them. There may be more to it than that, in fact, but that's enough to be going on with. Of course, they still haven't dealt with perennial foe Anton Fess. On Geeka, they crossed swords with him again, and this led to him being stabbed by one member of the party, then healed by another member, before ending up as a rival in an ocean race, and the whole affair coming to a conclusion on the top of a remote artificial island in the middle of the ocean. There, seemingly, they outwitted him, but there are persistent fears that he is still a threat. Of course, a party of heroes need a mission, and they've accepted an important one. An awful infestation. Sorry about that.
Of spores.
Found in the rift, but far too close for comfort, has caused a vast mission to be assembled to investigate the source of the danger and possibly find a solution. The threat is all too real, as our heroes can attest, and the mighty Deep Night Revelation, a vast exploratory cruiser, is tasked with the journey. The role assigned to the Baltic Star is more modest, though still important. The first part of the journey will take a route that cuts through complex political entities, barely civilized worlds, distant areas too far from the known areas of space to easily move unimpeded. Our crew will pick a route for the expedition to follow, arranging whatever supplies might be needed, safe passage if required. It's a mission of diplomacy, delicacy, tact, and subtlety. Should end well. And that is where we resume the story. Okay.
So episode 1 was the one without pink smoke.
The one without pink smoke. So what I said effectively after episode 1 was our travelers are gearing up to actually travel, something that is definitely not in their comfort zone. They aim to leave behind the planets they know well, several of which they've visited multiple times, and begin to journey to places they know little about. So time for some extensive shopping. First on the list, obviously, was drinks and snacks for the bar. After that, the plan was to go for more snacks and obviously more drinks. Oh, and weapons. Weapons are something that can literally be the difference between life and death. And having spent most of their careers carefully picking highly specialized weapons for their custom requirements, they instead bought crates of the things this time. Still, remember, they have enemies, like all the best people, so it seems wise. Once they were finished with the shopping, they had the opportunity to find out where exactly their mission would take them. While they have a fairly free hand in choosing their route, they are tasked with making their way to Tobia in the Trojan Reach. Chara Paldrian, local representative of the Deep Night Corporation, suggested that Hishumaki might be a sensible first step. So obviously that's exactly what they're going to do, clearly.
Oh, if only we had. How different things could have been.
It would have been a very different story, wouldn't it? Right.
I've got a shopping list then of what we did actually buy in that big shop.
Fantastic.
I want to run through because I want to get Ewan's thoughts on perhaps why we picked these things. Cara got a Tech Level 11 laser carbine with power pack scoped.
That's for shooting things.
That is. We were offered a plasma rifle for 150,000 credits, but that's far too expensive for a weapon.
No, far too expensive.
Who would pay anywhere near that for any kind of weapon?
Could someone get rid of the sexual quadrangle? For goodness sake. Is that possible? I've misread it's possible. Ben Evader? So why is he trying to avoid Ben? Because Ben's trying to ban him. Then we bought aerosol grenades, 10 aerosol grenades, Ewan. Anti-laser grenades.
Yep,
Yes, indeed.
that's for throwing at things that you don't want lasers shot at you.
Well, no, who would, quite frankly?
No, precisely.
We've got 10 red smoke and 10 white smoke. There was no pink smoke. I wanted to mix it, see if I could
there
make
was no pink smoke.
There was no pink smoke. Yeah.
Also grenades.
red and white. That's true, yeah. And red and white mixed together. One of each, it might work. 20
star colours.
20 stun grenades?
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes.
20 tech level 9 laser carbines with an ammo pack.
Yep.
Indeed.
What was
that was forward planning.
For use as trade goods and gifts.
And to arm our mercenary.
Oh, we were thinking ahead. We're so good at planning ahead.
Yeah.
We've also got all those really good weapons. I was looking at the other day. You know, the like the Lara's band stuff and all that sort of stuff. We got some good stuff. Yeah. Some heat radiation reflect armor. 4 lots of. That's not for you, is it, Ewan? Was it?
I believe that. No, that's not what.
You actually got 6 sets of the reflect.
Oh, 6 sets. Oh, even better.
Yeah. It sounds like that's for our squishy crew members to take with them.
And 6 sets of skis.
Yes. 6
and I feel very strongly that's because knowing that reflect armor is something you wear kind of underneath your clothing and is quite tight fitting, you effectively intend to use shiny silver ski suits to go with your skis.
Oh, it's going to look so good. We're going to look so slick on those slopes. And then,
good day.
And then Agnar, I've got to say, he went for tech level 12 medkits, 10 of each of 50,000 of the ship's credits on medkits. Total cost 272,290 credits. Perhaps the biggest shopping trip to date.
Yeah.
Indeed,
you didn't make mention of all of the shotgun shells.
Oh, so many shotgun shells.
I've got a list. Some orange ones, some red ones, some green ones, some yellow ones, some blue ones.
Oh, good.
Red.
Shotgun. Yep. Shotgun shells. Some marker rounds, some pellet rounds, some solid slug rounds, some APDS, and I've got smoke, but that might be grenades.
No, that's 10 magazines of smoke rounds for your shotgun.
10x6. That's perfect. And I've only got 10x5 of the green ones because I believe one was shot, potentially at.
Yes, I think that's right.
One of my colleagues.
Oh. It was.
I do like how talking through this makes my notes make a lot more sense, though. I've got 12 skis written down, and then next to it, 6 pairs.
6 pairs. That's
Just
helpful.
to be absolutely clear that we do have 12 skis, but 6 pairs.
Yes. For some reason, I wrote that down as 6 sets of skis rather than 12 skis.
Just mix and match.
Kind of makes sense better, I think, to do it your way.
So we were charged 272,000. Now, I think Cara had a word, and the plan was that the shop would take 200,000, and we'd slide a little 20k backhander to Solana Deramin, who worked there. As a little tip. So Cara paid 5,000. Agnar paid 100,000, and Baltic Inc. fronted 95,000 credits. So well done, Agnar.
Why Agnar's so skint.
I forgot they dropped 100 grand on stuff. To be fair, most of it was shotgun shells.
Yes, that is true. There was a few. I'm not sure that was the majority of the cost, but there was a lot.
50,000 medkits. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think it was a good shopping trip, all in all, despite the lack of pink smoke. We had to meet with Deep Knight.
That's right.
Our Cara Solar paperweight. That's very important because that can go on. we started creating at some point a special shelf, didn't we, for one of our crew members? A little knick-knack shelf.
Yes.
That's it. And that was his first item. Who's it for again? Who's got his little knick-knack shelf?
I think it's actually Stefan's knick-knack shelf, isn't it?
Oh, it's one of our crewmates, I'm sure.
Yeah, it could be.
I know everything belongs to Stefan. Stefan's like a cat. It's like a space cat. This is mine.
Everything on the ship.
This is mine.
If he goes along the shelf, he just pushes all the items off onto the deck every time.
It's Kron's curiosity cabinet. Kron's curiosity cabinet.
Nice.
Okay,
Of course.
So, what have we got here? Deep Night Revelation wanted us so many sectors away. They wanted us to aim for somewhere miles away. We're never going to get there. They wanted us to go to, where did you say? Hisumaki. Hisumaki. So, of course, we're going to go there.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Of course you were. I mean, where else would you go?
Well, there's Centair, which is just a colony world. Compared to Hishimaki, there's hundreds of thousands of people there.
Yeah.
There was one other choice, I think.
Oh, was there? Something else sort of crossed your mind? Can't remember what it could possibly have been. I mean, Hishimaki did seem logical. But it wasn't the maximum range of your travel.
Oh, well, exactly. Is that the only reason why we chose the other place? Just for getting there quickly?
Well, I can't entirely remember how this came about, but I do remember right at the end of the episode, you sort of dropped it on me. Which, to be fair, I mean, in your defense, you always do this at the end of an episode.
Not at the start.
Not at the beginning. Which, could have been worse.
You've got a week. Quick, get it together.
Yes. If I've got a week, I can usually build the basics of a planet. To be fair, I read that in a book once. Anyway, I suppose it is therefore time to move away from the one without pink smoke.
Before we do, can I just ask one question about something that's written down in my notes? Does anybody know why I have Knight of Jacks written down on my piece of paper in front of me?
The Knight of Jacks.
Knight of Jacks.
How are we spelling? But how are we spelling Knight and how are we spelling Jacks?
The Knight without a K, as in
Knight.
the night time.
Yeah.
And Jacks, as in Jack, the name, Jack, with an S on the end.
The Knight of Jacks.
Knight of Jacks.
Hang on, who's Chara Paldrian?
The
the
officer
Deep
for
Night.
Deep Night.
Okay. Oh, there'll be
That
collective
I've got.
revelation. She's a gambler. She turns to Tim for luck. That's what.
Knight of
Jacks.
Don't worry if you haven't.
It'll be something we can take with us to our graves. That'd be.
Or not, as the case may be. Yeah.
Anyway, we chose to go to another. We chose to go to another place. It sounded interesting. It sounded a bit dystopian. We thought, hey, that sounds like a fun way to spend the next year of our role-playing
Well,
life.
it sounds like really good positive vibes.
Yes. So with our very next episode, we were able to
The one with Agnar's makeover.
the one with Agnar's makeover. Yes. This is absolutely true, because there was some horseplay in this episode, but my intro was for the following episode. Effectively, our heroes have arrived at a world they've never visited before. In case that seems par for the course for Traveller, I should point out that the last time that happened was their first visit to Geeka. The time when they went to Earth Park, not their second visit with the Pelago race and the Battle of Harrenhal.
Like what we
Some
like.
of you may be too young to remember those days. The lucky world is Darkmoon, so named because it's neither a moon nor dark, though there is a dark moon not far away. Darkmoon is a pretty uninviting place, especially because its starport facilities are very basic, and there's no gas giant for refueling a ship, so the starport is all there is. Or that would be true, if not for the fact that the world, mostly covered with water and large polar ice caps, has some tiny islands scattered around it and one city. The shockingly named Darkmoon City is a floating city, but almost all of it is underwater. Like a giant ice cream cone point down in the ocean, it has 1 million inhabitants, and its hollow center provides docking space for small ships and shuttles. Vast cables anchor it to the South Polar Cap, important because the dense atmosphere is beset with strong winds, hurricanes, waves up to 100 meters high, and rain that arrives sideways at 100 kilometers per hour. A place perhaps worth seeing up close, if not for the local authorities. Darkmoon is a very tightly controlled place. The police are everywhere, and if you don't see a policeman, it isn't because there isn't one there, it's because the one who is there is a secret policeman. The travellers have decided this is a good stopping off point for the mighty Deep Night Revelation Star Cruiser as it begins its epic journey. They need to refuel, make sure the locals are ready for the revelation, and if there's time, sell some pharmaceuticals and maybe do a bit of overthrowing the government, I'm guessing. They stepped aboard the space station and were immediately confronted with 2 pairs of armed guards, something that hardly seems fair since there's an outright ban on civilians carrying even a paper knife. So,
That is true.
that episode, you did in fact manage to sell those pharmaceuticals.
Eventually, yes. This is where I bought it. I believe I bought 5 tons of pharmaceuticals for 95.
Yes,
95,000 tons, and then polymers.
that's right. Yes. You also had, there was some horseplay.
There was some horseplay. I blame it on Agnar. He started it.
That does not sound like something he would do.
That's why
Gonna
it
be
surprised
honest.
me.
What did he do to start it?
Well, Kara went up to Agnar and told him, "We're off to Darkmoon." Very excited. And then Agnar shot at Kara with a green marker shell
That's true.
and missed.
That's where your green shot went.
It feels like there's some portion of story missing there, and that feels like an overreaction to news of our next destination.
Well, I should point out that I have the sequence of events that I have in my notes are that Agnar took a shot at Kara, missing wildly with a green marker shot.
Yeah.
And he missed wildly, if I remember, because he intended to.
But he nearly shot a couple who leapt for cover.
And Kara then leapt on him and spray painted his face.
Oh, yes.
And he would end up with bright pink fur for a while.
A cross over each eye and a big pink smile.
But in my notes, the thing that immediately precedes Agnar taking that shot at Kara, or near Kara, so the instigating event is obviously Fring selling them a ton of pharmaceuticals.
I'm very excited at this point.
Which makes me wonder what was in those pharmaceuticals, because immediately Agnar started trying to redecorate people.
Yeah. So rude.
No, I'm pretty confident that there was some other kind of shenanigans going on that
So there was
led him
shenanigans
to
after.
take a playful paint shot.
I think we're just in a good mood.
There were.
We're just in a good mood, I think.
Mm.
Agnar headed to the sauna to get cleaned off. And then Kara got Kags to go and spend time in the sauna with him. That's nice. That's no doubt where their friendship started.
Yeah, they had some quality bonding time from what I remember. Kags was his usual self.
Yeah, very much so. And then,
Mate, I'm not. I love him. He's a great character. Possibly not Agnar's favourite.
They get things done in a very different way, I'd say.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Kags is a bit less for the formalities.
Very much so.
That's true. That is true.
I've got also that. So this is a very important point. Actually, looking back, we'll need to see if he followed through with it. So Raya told Stefan he needed to be a hero on Darkmoon. She told him go be a hero on Darkmoon.
Mm.
We can look forward in over the next hour or so and find out if he did become a hero.
Well, I'm sure he did. We can forget about that.
Well, I will tell you also that Soraya, when she told him that, it was because she was chatting to him about Silsava. And as we know, that does have a bit of a follow-up.
Oh, it does.
That's true. Some good foreshadowing, Luke.
Oh, the hero for Sil. I'll write that down. That makes my notes even more poignant now. Now, I was looking at our loadout when we got onto the planet, and we immediately used our reflect because we were allowed.
That's right.
We couldn't use our armor, so we put reflect in, and there was a little bit of smuggling, a couple of weapons just in case, at the time.
Yes. Stefan found a way to hide a laser pistol in his little cubby.
And Sarai took her bony gun, the body pistol, the
Yep.
existence gun, because it shouldn't show up on scanners, hopefully.
That's right. And you did end up equipping Kara, Stefan, Soraya, Johnny, and Zoe, all with reflect.
Do we know why Agnar refused? Is it too hot and sweaty for such a furry man?
I think there may have been another reason.
Didn't want to get purple on it.
Wanted to go pink.
I mean, that is the most likely reason, yes, for sure. I assume that were we allowed armor? We're allowed armor, but not weapons.
In
right?
general, yes. But everyone decided to kind of go undercover, except for Agnar, who wore his effectively military armor.
Mm. Yeah,
Sound like Agnar.
It does sound very much like Agnar. Well, you know, I don't know if we knew it at the time, but we did have a formal meeting to go to.
That's
at
true.
some point.
Yes, you didn't at that point know it, but you're quite right. You did have a meeting. No, at that point, all you'd done was to turn up and meet a couple of guards.
My favourite bit about my notes from this episode is how we found out that we were on the first level, and that had things like the trading office, and the permit office was on level 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so I listed out the numbers 1 to 10, and I thought, I'll write down everything that we find on each level. And then later on, Ben told us that there were like 100 ship decks, if not more. And so I gave up on the idea. And not much got filled out. But somewhere in my head, I thought, 1 million people. Yeah, that fit on 10 levels. Apparently. They also have about up to 1 million inhabitants written down.
I believe there was 1,000 levels in the end. I would have loved to see you write all that down.
Yes. Now, not all of those were habitation levels. Some were, industrial or whatever.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. In fact, I have got a few other ones of note. 100 is ship decks, and then 51 is an industrial space, according to my notes. But I stopped listing them out, assuming that we were going to find out what was on every floor.
Yes. I mean, you visited a few floors, but not by any means all of them.
No.
But I think the next episode was where we started visiting them, then I believe.
Yes. The next one, my description of it was: the water world of Darkmoon certainly feels like a fun place to visit. Come for the authoritarian dictatorship, stay for the downtrodden masses, as they say. So our heroes are here to arrange for the Deep Night Revelation to be refueled and supported by the local government, and to enjoy the party atmosphere of the planet, of course. They'll also need to refuel the Baltic Star, as the system lacks gas giants. In fact, after just an hour or two on the world, they're really keen to get refueled immediately. This is a world where the governor's face beams down at them from display screens that show slogans encouraging obedience to the law, with something of a threat if you transgress. It's so welcoming and friendly that Zoe has decided to travel with a false identity, just for fun, probably. The city, called Darkmoon City in a deplorable lack of originality, is a huge floating cone anchored to the southern polar cap, with 1 million inhabitants and plenty of security. Part of keeping the population under control is that only the use of shuttles can get a person from one level to another in the city, at least in theory. Still, the local guardians, a heavily armed security force, are eager to explain that the city is crime-free, and that any rumours you might hear of a rebel encampment on the ice cap are obviously untrue.
Obviously.
After a quick visit to a part of the city that handles the kelp harvesting that forms the basis of the local economy, our heroes have jumped on a shuttle to level 1, where the people in charge can be found.
Oh, lovely. The first note I've got for this episode was de facto daddy. Is that? I'm assuming that's Agnar.
I would assume so, but
Probably,
doesn't
yeah.
necessarily mean that it was.
I enjoyed. I don't know. This is Ben as the referee, of course. But when we all had to show our details to the security, they all took a different amount of time and tension to be passed.
Yes.
So I think Agnar, there was a pause, and then it's fine. Kara, pause, that's fine. Johnny, very nervous, very long pause before being accepted. Zoe hands hers over, Miss Farmer. Stefan's accepted. Sarai's is the quickest. I just loved when you were talking about Johnny. Very nervous, because of everyone, Johnny would be, I guess. The most sus character we've got. Bless him.
Yes.
But we all made it.
So, do you remember what those posters said? What the slogans were on the posters?
Oh. I don't. I've got Stefan is in a dressing gown. I'm guessing that's a note, not what was on the poster.
It was not. No.
I've got it written down that it was a baby pink dressing gown with coffee mugs on it.
Was that on the poster?
Not sure whether that's true. Definitely was on the poster.
I think I've got them. Is it obey the law, avoid punishment?
That's one of them.
Work hard, earn levels.
Yes.
Yes. That'll be the one I think I do. I'll do some graphics for it this week because I need to do it. So I think I might do work hard, earn levels. That sounds quite fun.
Nice.
Yes, it's a very a very calming message, I feel.
I think so, and it suggests a real positive life development. Work hard, earn levels. Sounds really nice. Like a promise of success.
It sounds like a cult, to be honest.
Stefan would
Work
know.
hard, gain levels, get higher up in the cult. Which of course is not what's happening on this planet whatsoever. We have encountered cults before, but
Stefan tried to pay his way up one.
Yeah. Well, level 51 was where you first docked, and
bit bassy down there.
Well, yes, at that level of the structure, that level is about 7 kilometers across.
Oh, it's big. It's big. What have I got here?
Is this where we first came across the sectors?
Yes.
That were dividing, and I'm pretty sure that one of Luke's, either Kara or Soraya, I want to say, is this when we started to lie to people and tell them that we were from Sector 104 as well?
I think that's the
Pretty
next.
Or am I getting ahead of myself?
I think you're one ahead.
I think you may be.
This is one where we came across those two random workers.
Go to right to the top.
Oh, we always do.
We do.
We were a bit wary though, because I found out that even if we broke curfew of 6 in the evening, our punishment would be indentured servitude for a month, and none of us really fancied that. We did jump after one. We did jump down to 50. Agnar just picked a random level to head down to after that, which is level 51, where we came across a couple of randoms, I believe.
You did a couple of convicted servants there, people working off their sentences.
Sort of giving us a sort of an idea of what it could be like if we didn't play our cards.
embedding
Right.
One of
that
them
message
was
more.
11 years into at least a 22-year sentence,
Groove.
and the other one was 2 years into a 3-year sentence.
Did we find out what they were sentenced for?
They didn't tell you.
We never. We've got apparently. So the more down here they wore more identical stuff. Up at the top they wore their own clothes more. They had numbers on their breast. We asked if most of the levels, like 2 to 99, were the same. Most were pretty much those sort of work levels. Some made a chewier paste. The Vort. Did we ever touch on the Vort again?
I think yes, but only in passing.
Only as a throwaway. And then most workers can earn the right to move, but not the indentured. And then do you remember what the bottom of the cone is called?
The bottom of the cone?
Yeah, do you remember? Your parents might have called your bedroom it when you were a teenager.
No, I don't think I do.
The pit.
The pit.
Oh, it must be dark and stinky in the pit.
That's a long way down.
It is. It really is a long way down. Yes. And that was, I think, when you were still just finding your feet, so to speak, on the world. And we're very keen on the idea of at least getting the reason for the visit out of the way fairly quickly. Yes. Because Zoe decided she was called Zoe Farmer for the.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where that come from?
I do have that written down. I think for a few episodes when we all end up going by code names.
Oh,
At least one party.
I do love a code name. That'll be the. I'd imagine that'll be the Stefan and Sarai one next episode, I guess.
Well, on that subject, the next episode, what I had was Darkmoon is proving to be an interesting, if not entirely pleasant, place to visit. The world is almost all water, with large polar ice caps and one large floating city in the Southern Ocean, anchored to the ice by 3 huge cables. The city is designed like a huge cone, its point deep in the water, its top far above the waves, and the interior hollow and used for moving people and goods up and down the levels. Darkmoon City might be a depressing sort of place, but the heroes of the Baltic Star have business here. They need to make sure that the vast Deep Night Revelation mission will be warmly received here on its epic journey, some months from now, and they also need to refuel their own ship quickly before they get into any trouble. It seems oddly easy to get into trouble on Darkmoon, as the local leader, Governor Holinsky, seems to be just the sort of despotic tyrant that everyone could easily offend, and who might be of a vengeful mind once offended. The party did do some research on the goings-on in the local industry. The planet is mostly known for farming the huge kelp forests that fill the cold oceans, and this work is carried out by teams assigned to each sector of the ocean. It seems that Sector 104 is underperforming compared to its rivals, and the people in charge are worried about their bonuses. According to them, the whole problem might be solved if they were allowed to harvest from the deep chasm in their sector, but for some reason, they're not allowed to do so. Worse, Governor Holinsky, the same man who is preventing them from using the chasm as a resource, has occasionally borrowed some of their ships to investigate the chasm, further reducing their capacity for harvesting the kelp to extract the valuable cadmos they contain. It seems that, whatever else, the crew of the Baltic Star must talk to someone in authority, so they decided to go right to the top, literally and figuratively, trying to get a meeting with Holinsky himself at the top of the city. Kara asked for an appointment using her charming personality and Agnar's impressive gravitas to make the case of the meeting, which was so successful that Holinsky immediately had time for them. As they entered his office, he stood to greet them and, smiling, said, "Please, take a seat."
Oh, beautiful. This is the one with kelp harvest issues, and there's Stefan in his dressing gown.
The one with kelp harvest issues. Yes. Yeah. Yes, level 1, right at the top, did look considerably more pleasant, if you remember. Lots of open plan areas, lots of relaxation space and lounges.
Oh, yes. No posters, importantly, which I found very
threatening
interesting.
posters.
No threatening posters. Oh, Me Too Spirit is actually quite helpful, actually. Those old memories. I'm like picturing it all again. Oh, yeah. Most people dress casually or in business attire, like large concourses. Beautiful. A nice view as well of the ice flows. Sarah challenged Stefan to read the lips of two businessmen chatting.
That's right.
Oh, and he did.
Well yes, he did. Stefan. He succeeded. And Kara and Agnar went off to deal with the negotiations, while the others followed the two they were lip reading.
That's right.
Was that where we got the information about Sector 104 underperforming?
Yes.
Yeah. And then
yes, those two people you were lip reading were executives for that sector, and they went to the Sector 104 office and sort of slipped inside where people weren't really paying attention to the comings and goings. And there's a sort of a slightly ironic thing that you immediately found the people who were doing worst.
That's just the way.
And thought, these are our people.
I'm all for it.
We are now part of that sector.
This is our team.
So we'd had Zoe and Johnny like mooching around with them. Apparently, I don't know where this came from. We geeker slang, crutch. We went back to some old geeker slang. And have you got that written down?
I've got that.
So
yeah. Term for
Johnny
actors in a bar.
Yeah, so I think Zoe and Johnny were crutching for us.
Yep.
I'm glad you asked.
Crutches are highly regarded.
Exactly. And then we went and chatted with Dr. Francis Nathaniel Stein.
Yes.
Very concerned about it. Well, Steve and Clara went in to talk.
Yeah.
Of course. Who was who?
Sarai was Clara.
Okay. That means Stefan was Steve.
According to my notes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I believe that's the name that he went by. It might have changed to Stephen in somewhere down the line, but
we got more formal when things got tense.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Am I jumping ahead again? Is this when we found out that when or a couple of ships, the next ship to go out?
No,
104.06 went out tomorrow, and 104.11 went out. We'll be back
10 a.m. tomorrow. We're heading out.
Yep. Yep. You learned that Dash 06 was out on patrol, doing its job, but 11 was on its way back to the city. So you were able to, go and look for it.
What could go wrong?
Yes,
because they were investigating. I've got the hatched areas. I'm assuming there was a hatched area on a map that we saw. That was the section they're not
forbidden.
To.
Yep, the forbidden area. And the other thing you found when you got to the governor's offices was that Jalek Jin had the office next to the governor's office.
That's right, Jalek Jin.
Which we didn't know. Who we didn't know anything about at the time, or
I think that's probably true. Yeah, you only had a name at that point.
I still don't truly know.
Who does?
Who does, exactly.
Who does? Whoever will.
Well, I was feeling very positive about this Helsinki meeting. Why not? We're great with despotic leaders.
And we did quite well, I think.
Let's find out.
Let's see how it went. So, welcome back to the disturbingly authoritarian world of Darkmoon. The water world contains one large city, Darkmoon City, floating in the ocean, moored to the southern polar cap. Everything about its design is constructed to refine the vast kelp forests under the oceans into a local product called cadmos, while treating the locals like a slave labour force. Still, they're here on a mission, actually blazing a trail for the Deep Night Revelation mission months behind them. Required meeting the surprisingly pleasant Governor Helsinki. At least he was nice to them. After the basics were covered, our heroes quickly organised a bit of trade, purchasing some cadmos from the source, and they got the Baltic Star topped up with fuel. However, there are a few things that have piqued their interest. In Sector 104, a part of the seabed, there's a place the harvesting of kelp is forbidden. The word forbidden is like catnip to this group of heroic lunatics, of course. There are also persistent rumours of a band of outlaws on the ice cap, but no confirmation they exist. After all, the government denies they're a problem. After a series of impromptu brunches, Stefan and Kara decided to take Zoe and Kron down to level 100 on the city, where the main ship docks can be found. Before going, they popped some starlight drops into their eyes should they encounter any darkness ahead. The four catch a local shuttle which carries them through the brutal winds and down to the centre of the city, docking at level 100. And that's where we ended that one.
Oh, it's the one where we schmooze with Big Brother.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good title of that one.
I'd like to point out that Ben used the word heroic to describe all of us in the title, and as such, I think Stefan was definitely acting heroic.
Do we all have to take a drink when Ben says we're heroic?
No. But he was told to do something heroic, and Ben has described him as heroic, and I can only assume that that's based on the actions of the previous few episodes.
By wearing a dressing gown in a dystopian world.
Yeah,
that is quite heroic. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean that is fairly heroic. Yes.
What is more heroic than Stefan, I would say, is Kara and Agnar being able to arrange 50,000 tons of fuel. Free fuel with an Imperial chit, selling pharmaceuticals, and buying in loads of cadmos at a good price.
Yes, got a pretty good price for that, yes.
And me writing down Nardi correctly 3 times and then spelling it wrong for the rest of the year. Oh.
Yes. This was also the episode in which you first heard the term trifid squid.
Oh, tried to take it from my mind. I didn't even write that down.
When did we hear that?
I must have thought it was such a non-thing at the time. I was just blown it off.
It was when you were in the process of doing your discussions about the ships before Stefan and Kara decided to take Zoe and Kron with them down.
Oh God, dear.
Did we also find out about the governor's daughter during that meeting?
No, not at that stage. No, that would wait for a while.
I can. I've forgot about the brunches. I've got brunch news, which is good. Good brunch news.
Good brunch news.
Kara was up till 4 a.m. eating late brunch with the girls at Cags, and Cags. Cags is now the face of Bast's Bottomless Brunch, apparently. So she was up till 4 a.m. with a late brunch, and then was woken at 6:30 by Stefan for an early brunch. so she might explain why she was grumpy for the rest of the day.
It does explain a lot, to be fair, and it does sound very believable.
And we decided that Kron would be known as Neil.
That's right.
Kara would be Betty. So Steve, Betty, Neil, and
Zoe.
Zoe. And
Zoe Farmer.
I'd get things wrong all the time after that.
Yes.
Do you remember what the code word was in case we needed to? In case it hit the fan and we needed to fight.
I do. I do. I've got it written down just in case it still does hit the fan. It's there just in case. CAGS is the code word.
That's right.
Yeah.
Though actually, I think that was first announced to the following episode, if I recall.
Oh,
It was.
sorry.
You
I
and
really
keep
need
jumping
to
ahead.
draw
He's so
lines
keen.
underneath where my notes for the episode
He's
finish.
just galloping ahead. He's like got the excitement of youth. Look at him.
I'd assumed that we'd discussed that when we also discussed what we were going to call ourselves. But that probably gives us too much credit for planning ahead.
We're not that good with it.
No.
Yes, but this was indeed the one with the schmoozing and the one where you planned your approach to go and join a ship and go to explore Sector 104.
Yeah, why not? It sounded fun.
Was it 10411 that we were aiming for?
That's right.
Which I've got is Doctor 81.
Yep, it was at Dock 81. Yes.
There you go.
Which seemed important, I guess.
So the next episode, we are dealing with some swings and roundabouts on the water world of Darkmoon. The weather is definitely a negative, as is the fact that the only solid ground seems to be the polar ice caps. The nightlife appears to be absent. The food is terrible, we assume, because nobody offers any to visitors. Oh, yes, and the authoritarian government that treats its citizens like replaceable machine parts. On the other hand, no, got nothing. Still, some progress has been made. The Baltic Star is refueled. The arrangements for the Deep Night Revelation are organized. Just little curiosity is keeping the party's attention here. For one thing, there's this deep chasm in the open floor that's causing so much trouble for the people trying to make their living from Sector 104, the part of the sea that the chasm is in. Also, and I hesitate to mention it in case it gives people ideas, there is talk of a resistance movement against the government that might be active on the ice caps.
All right, calm down.
Still, the last time our heroes visited a ship, one of the kelp harvesting titans that ply the ocean. It was one that had visited the chasm, and at some point, possibly, to stop reports of what was down there, someone deliberately sabotaged the communication wires in one of the so-called bathies. Kron tries to see if the bathie is fixable, but the new crew is coming, and ship 10411 might just have to depart sooner than that. Only 4 of our party visited this dock. The others are waiting on the Baltic Star. Stefan, on the concourse, spotted the crew arrive just as Kron reported, "I can have this up and running in half an hour if you need it." And that's where we ended.
And this is quite a tense beginning, I think.
The one where Stefan stays dry.
Yes.
So everyone else goes out in the rain and he flounces around on the concourse.
Keeping a lookout, I believe.
That's what it was. Yep.
What's the plan?
Yeah.
His bare chest there, no hair there. This reminds me, is Linto... I'm spoiling it for everyone, of course. Everyone. Is Linto Sard still on the Baltic Star, recovering?
Well,
I forgot about him for about the last 6 months, to be honest.
Yeah. The answer to that is yes.
Make a note, Linto Sard. Linto Sard. Oh, bless his little face. But anyway, how did he get there? Who knows? Let's find out.
Well, this was the episode you met Linto.
Did we sort of
the
we
crew
blagged our way
chief
on
the 104.11.
Yeah, we blagged it on. Kara said we're specialists sent down to help, and he took us at our word. And luckily, we had an engineer, someone that's actually got skill in our party.
Yeah.
It's very industrial down there, though, Ewan. I don't know Did Stefan feel useful at this point? Is that why he stayed on the concourse?
Probably not. I don't think. I would say he was probably very much out of his element.
But not out
Kara,
in the
I
elements.
feel, although it was quite wet and the waves were quite splashy, from what I remember. Eventually.
From what people told you.
he made it out there eventually, didn't he?
It looks unpleasant through the windows.
Well,
yes.
The fact is, I mean, when you were first on the ship as the expert, that you weren't planning to go out at that time, I don't think. You were planning to investigate the fact that it had just come back from the
data. I wanted to get on the data, didn't I? Yeah.
And you did discover that there was some weird things about the data. The crew was a tiny fraction of what it should normally have been for this kind of operation.
Bathy 3 stopped functioning at a very substantial depth, and there had been a comms failure. All very suspicious stuff.
Yeah.
There was one Bathy operator logged in, but was running 2 Bathys at one point. There's all very dodgy stuff going on.
Yeah.
Also, there was no harvesting, right?
That's right. No harvesting.
They hadn't actually done any harvesting of kelp, even though they took the Bathys out.
And the camera recording was uploaded to the city.
Yeah.
And the ship was right in the hatch marked area when the Bathy was released. So sus.
It did raise our suspicions significantly, I would say.
I'd say significantly.
For sure.
Well, Ben, you'd hooked us by this point. We were keen.
Which is ironic, seeing as what we're about to face further down the line, I would say.
Became less keen.
A little bit. So the next episode, episode 7, my summary was: on the water world of Darkmoon, our heroic party has actually achieved everything they came here for. The ship is refueled, and they've paved the way for the later arrival of the giant exploration ship Deep Night Revelation. So naturally, they're on their way to the next planet. Just kidding. While on Darkmoon, they found that the local government is a bit authoritarian, in the same sense that the local oceans are a bit wet. Leaving Governor Helinski to his own devices, at least for the moment, Stefan and Kara took Zoe and Kron down to see what they could learn about a deep crevasse in the ocean floor in Sector 104 that the business unit responsible for the sector has been told to steer clear of. They had learnt that a kelp harvesting ship, the 104-11, had been used to investigate the crevasse, and it appears it was deliberately prevented from sending its data back to the city. This sabotage meant the vessel was having to make do without one of its 6 Bathys, whatever they turn out to be. Kron managed to work out how to fix the problem, but the ship had to leave, so our heroes climbed aboard. As Kron worked on the ship, the other 3 settled in to enjoy the ride to the sector where harvesting would begin. It turns out that crew chief Linto Sard was only allowing them aboard because they had a wanderer with them, something that made everyone very nervous. For some reason, the crew thought Zoe was a wanderer, so a careful interrogation over a strong and rather unpleasant drink called Lope was undertaken to see if the locals used the name wanderer to mean Zodani. They claimed that wasn't true, and thinking back, people hadn't thought Zoe was unusual before this crew thought she was a wanderer. It must be something about her attitude, or the way Kara implied that she was their group's muscle. Linto Sard was sufficiently nervous about Zoe that when he was asked what a wanderer was, he looked to her first, and only when she denied being any such thing did he say, "Let's have another round of drinks."
The one with nasty local booze.
The one with nasty local booze.
Which I believe Linto Sard made himself, right?
That's right.
Skimming kelp, keeping some kelp back and using that to distill into Lope. That's what I've got written down.
Exactly that, yes.
And then a big note saying blackmail next to it in capital letters, which I don't think we ever did. But
yes. Yeah, you were, if I remember, you were actually interested in comparing data to another one of the ships. because I've got a tick here against something that says you wanted to know if another ship from 104 was actually in dock.
Oh.
And there was one, the 10401 had docked, but it was in dock 129, and you thought that was too
129.
far to
It's
walk.
like 129. Yeah, can't be
Yeah.
bothered with that.
And was due for departure tomorrow
Mm.
in the afternoon. I've got.
That's right.
Whereas we could be out of here in 30 minutes once Neil had fixed the bathy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And this is when you chose your emergency code word.
Just in case.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense because this was when we
And they
would possibly need it.
apparently the three crew that weren't needed anymore as they left, you said, and I'd worded this carefully, I guess, they looked at Zoe with absolute terror.
Yes.
As if terrified about her. What's she doing there? Only good thing about ships is no wanderers. Oh.
Yeah.
And we had no idea at this point, did we? What
No.
What a wanderer was.
Yes.
Yet more paranoia being sowed. I feel.
Yes. Well, initially you were wondering if it meant Zodani or even psionics in general.
Yeah.
But Kara was told that wasn't true, and Zoe pointed out that nobody had looked at her particularly oddly as she wandered around the city when she first arrived. So, not everybody considered her a wanderer, and obviously they would notice she was Zodani.
That's true.
Yes, that's very true.
Trying to balance those two together, trying to work out what exactly it stood for. Oh, but all of that thought vanished when the lope hit.
Yes. Yes, the lope was a success, I feel.
It succeeded in what it was trying to achieve. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. See, once the cadmos is extracted, the remainder of the kelp is basically only used for like biomass, for burners or for fertilizer, that kind of thing. But there's enough of the sugar left in it to just about distill some booze from it if you're willing to work at it.
Absolutely. In these notes, I've got Timothy Collinson written, which makes me think this was the one he randomly turned up for 20 minutes.
That's entirely possible.
Oh, Timothy Collinson. Anyway, that's very much an aside in the notes. Just wanted to pull it out as he's a much loved friend of the show.
For sure.
It is a very, very rare Cron appearance in the graphics. Yes,
Yes, don't get many.
Well, these days we don't take him on many trips.
There's a reason for that. We might find out why.
There is a reason for that.
Too important.
Yes. Well, and about that point, perhaps we should take a little bit of a break and come back for some more afterwards.
That's very helpful. Thank you very much. Let me get the old break music up. Please hang around, everyone. We'll do some more episodes. You can see what happens, how it unfolds on Darkmoon. We are back. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you all. Appreciate my dear friends here. And it's going to be a short burst, isn't it now, Ben? But
Yeah, we sort of briefly thought we might be able to get through the whole 46 episodes in 2 goes, but it looks like it might be more like 3-ish.
Which is par for our course.
It is par for our course. Yes. So, the next episode, episode 8. My summary was this. Our party have heroically split up into 2 teams. One of those teams is heroically getting drunk on board the Baltic Star, playing with the cat, sleeping,
Stefan again.
eating.
Well.
After all, they have an entire liner to enjoy. So what of the other team? Well, they've been enticed into a little exploration job. It turns out that the vast oceans that form the ecosystem of Darkmoon, along with its economy, are subdivided into sectors, each managed by a team of executive ships and diving equipment called bathies. Sector 104 has been a bit limited in their explorations and exploitations by the presence of a large crevasse that they've been told to stay away from. So, boarding ship 104-11, our party fragment, Kara, Stefan, Kron and Zoe, are heading out to this embargoed area. The crew they're with has no idea they're in the restricted zone, of course, because Kara hacked the navigation systems on the ship. Still, they've at least learnt what the Wanderers are, a group of local criminals that seem to scare most regular people. 3 of the party, all except Zoe, have headed beneath the water in bathies, and they've been told that the depth under the keel is 12,000 metres. The bathies are tested to 10,000, but on paper, assuming they were all built to specification, nobody cut any corners, the lowest bid was not accepted, and their maintenance has been exemplary, on paper, they can do 20,000. I'm sure all those things are true. The bathies lower to 10,000 metres deep in the vast kelp forests where the distant glow of the other bathies, their lights shining green through the fronds of kelp, are the only source of illumination. Our heroes peer out into the ocean, wondering if they'll see one of those fabled triffid squids.
Oh.
I'd like it to be known that Ben said heroic twice.
I noticed that. It's very upset. But then he just referred to them eating brunch on the Baltic Star as heroic. So I think his standards are lower than Soraya's. And importantly, Sill's. The one with the dark abyss.
This is one of my favourite graphics you did, actually.
Thank you.
I love this one.
There's just a hint of something there.
Exactly, just something lurking in the dark. This was the Timothy Collinson one, sorry, because Kara told a story. Linto told a story about his life, and then Kara told a fake story about being brought up by a Fagin-like character, Timothy Collinson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wouldn't have done that if he wasn't there. So. Sorry, Ewan.
No, it's very important, and I like it. We get a bit of backstory as well as stories of Timothy.
We love a story of Timothy.
Indeed. I feel it's important to note that although the bathies are rated for 20k, none have been tested below 10k. We were very importantly told that below 12k, no one's coming for you if something goes wrong.
Yes, that's right.
And that is something that I think Stefan held close in his mind for the next few episodes. That anything below 12, it might be okay, but if it's not okay, no one's going to bother looking for you.
Yeah, because nobody else is going to trust anything below 10,000.
So we've pulled up. We pull up in a fake place because we've got one of 5 plans of how to get into the Forbidden Zone. Ewan, I don't know if you write them down. I've got them. We came up with 5 possibilities.
Ooh, I don't think I have.
And in order from we decided the order. The least likely, the one we weren't going to do, was some sort of Zoe mind juju. We considered that, but people might realise it afterwards. Fourth choice was blackmailing Sard. The third choice was pushing Zoe as a wanderer and sort of doing it through fear.
Yeah.
Second was asking Sard. And our top option was hacking the maps.
Yeah, which I feel is the weirdly is probably the most honest way to go about it, apart from asking Sard, perhaps.
Exactly.
But I'm assuming that asking would have led to no, and then that would have led to one of the other options.
Exactly. We ran a little caper to do it, of course.
Yes.
Stefan and Zoe lured the pilots. It was all very exciting.
Yeah, effectively, you tried to get Sard to convince the pilots to come to the rear of the ship, and he tried to get them to do so by convincing them they needed to come and toast Zoe's birthday.
Yeah, Zoe's birthday, lovely.
Which didn't work, oddly enough. However, Zoe did manage to convince them to come to the rear. And though Sard was useless at even keeping them occupied back there, Kara was so quick that by the time the pilots got back, even though they weren't delayed for very long, it was all sorted.
It was... thankfully, it was completed. And as a team, we worked very well. It was a very strong foursome in that regard. And I must say, Ben, I think I created the graphic just in the mindset of how he'd left it. That we were 10,000 meters down.
Yeah.
The kelp was thick. The cable is no longer really holding us. We're sort of adrift somewhat. And it was just dark and lonely down there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a creepy sort of place to be. Even before you had the Triffid squid.
And I heard that some of them could grow as big as 3 to 5 meters.
Actually...
those are the baby ones.
He said he'd never seen a really big one, but ones that were 2 to 5 meters long in the body and 5 to 15 meters in the tentacles, not uncommon.
No, the myth's 30 to 40 meters with 100-meter long tentacles.
That's what I've got written down.
Yeah.
Very much worst case scenario note taking, I think.
I miswrote tentacles as testicles. 100-meter testicles.
Wow.
Terrifying.
Are you sure you misspoke? What do your notes say?
How late was this in the session? How much was I drinking? The venom causes rashes and blindness, but probably the least of our worries.
Which leads us very nicely to the next episode, in fact. Because the next episode, when I summed it up, was our heroic team are deep underwater, investigating the strange crevasse deep in Sector 104. Aboard their trusty ship, they've been lowered into the stormy ocean down to a depth of 12,000 meters, a little below the test depth of the spherical bathies that they're driving. Of course, this descent was entirely uneventful, as you'd expect. Apart from the fact that about 1 kilometer above the bottom, they encountered a very large life form, a Triffid squid, which attacked Kron's bathy. This monster is at least 75 meters in overall length and a serious threat to the people in their small craft. Reacting quickly, the others managed to scare the squid away from Kron, but the attack left him without power, struck against the bottom of the crevasse, inverted, and his tether to the ship broken. Of course, that was weeks ago, so it's probably all turned out well by now.
Oh, when was the break? Oh, yeah, it was quite a break. That was a month off. So, whoopsie. We started the series so well and then slowed down a little bit in November, December time. The one with enormous tentacles. There you go.
Yeah.
That's a terrifying one.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that is very creepy, that one.
Another good graphic.
It's an excellent graphic.
It's what Kron saw.
Yes. Yes, you actually did a little bit of harvesting, in fact, while you were down there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was this Stefan trying to fake that we were actually trying to do the job?
Yes, I think Stefan in particular started doing that. But while he was busy doing that, Kara started to lead everyone down.
Absolutely.
And Sard made a comment that if a squid gets to about 30 meters long, it would theoretically be large enough to eat a bathy.
Yes, I've got 30 to 40. The 30 to 40 meter are bathy eating size. Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, you spotted it around 11,000 meters down. And it was bioluminescent, so you could see it in the darkness.
Oh, Zoe told us to turn the lights off and just
Mm.
use the sonar.
Yes. Yes. Yes, and in fact, as it turns out, Kron was also by the end of it slightly bioluminescent because his powerless upended bathy was covered in little bioluminescent creatures.
Oh, on the mysterious seabed.
Yes.
Very clean, very smooth, very flat.
Yes, which was interesting if you think about it.
Well, it sort of piqued our interest a little bit, I would say.
Am I misremembering? Did we find something else? No, it was smooth and flat, wasn't it?
Smooth and flat
For now.
to begin with.
Smooth and flat. Yeah.
Yes.
With Kron's bathy got stuck out of it.
And as you mentioned that, we should perhaps move on to the very next episode. Because the summary of that one was this. Our travelers are on the world of Darkmoon, or under the world of Darkmoon. 4 of them have decided to explore the secrets of the deep ocean. In fact, the deepest part of the ocean, a crevasse that plunges to 12,000 meters. The planet's ruling corporation has divided the surface into sectors, and the teams assigned to each sector compete against one another. So the crevasse in Sector 104 is a cause for real annoyance for Team 104, as they've been warned to stay away from it in their kelp harvesting operations. After Kron repaired a deliberately damaged bathy, Kara set to hacking the navigation systems on the ship, so when they set out as extra crew, the ship would carry them to the crevasse, unknown to the captain on the ship. Kara, Stefan, and Kron descended down to the permitted depth, 10 kilometers, but immediately decided to go to the bottom. The bottom of the crevasse was seemingly perfectly flat, which was interesting, but not as immediately compelling as when Kron's bathy came under attack from a vast undersea squid-like creature. His bathy was damaged, but whole. He had no power, but Stefan steered close to him and was able to communicate with him by pressing their viewing windows against each other and shouting. Stefan set about rescuing the stricken bathy, while Kara examined the bottom of the crevasse, discovering that there are a number of carvings. By using some clever camera work, she was able to assemble an image of a portion of the seabed, and it's clearly writing and looks like archaic Zodani. Stefan gripped the articulated arms of Kron's bathy, and Kron used the last of his battery to grip Stefan's bathy as well. Stefan began to lift Kron to the surface initially, letting the ship pull them up, but at 7,500 meters, he went to manual and began steering upwards. Kara called for a lift, and the cable began hauling her up, but she spotted a large squid, and eventually, at 6,000 meters, a little more shallow than Stefan and Kron, she turned on her lights. She was greeted by the terrible sight of a huge squid's jaws just 20 meters away, 3 tentacles thrown wide, and already surrounding her bathy.
You said afterwards if I hadn't done the lights, I was in some trouble.
Yeah, that's right.
The one with underwater art.
Yeah, well, if you hadn't done the lights, your first recognition of what was happening would have been the sudden impact as it wrapped its tentacles around you.
Oh.
And given that Kron still needed rescuing and resources were limited down there, that could have been really problematic. Yes.
I thought this was quite heroic of Stefan. It's part one of Stefan's series of heroic moments, I feel.
Apart from the brunch, obviously, which he wasn't a part of. But
no, it was everything he did to help out Kron was quite heroic. While Kara was trying to work out the mystery, Stefan was making sure to give the best chance of all of us getting back up together.
Yes.
I think we covered the important bits between us while we were down there.
I was happy there was something down there. When we got down and we first were like, oh no, it's weird, but what is it? But luckily those cracks with the little bioluminescence could spell something out. It's been a long way to go for nothing.
Yes, it's I thought your technique for photographing the floor was very clever.
Thank you. Can't remember what it is, but thank you. No, I went up a certain amount of room, didn't I?
You effectively used the navigation systems on the Bathy to move yourself sideways in a sort of grid pattern.
Yes, I've got the little grid
taking
drawn out.
pictures of the floor of the ocean and then stitching them together into one big image, so you could see what it all was.
That explains my diagram. Nice.
Oh, you had a diagram.
Well, yeah.
Yes. Yes, it's it was a bit of a tense moment. And I feel, therefore, I hate to put it in these terms, but given that it was such a tense moment with the squid's arms thrown wide, that this is where we should actually break our review of the season.
In our own tense time. Oh, wow! It's a good time to do it, I think. And I reckon, unless other plans, we come back to this next week. I reckon we can at least hopefully get off Darkmoon by the end of next review, maybe.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we will. Yes, we're a decent chunk of the way through the episodes now.
Exactly. Well, you say that. There's a whole load of Darkmoon stuff that we haven't even touched on yet.
There's a lot still to cover.
Yes, there is. There's a lot more Darkmoon.
and then the tale of the holes in the Baltic Star.
Yeah. Darkmoon, some space stuff.
Yes. Yes, I mean, you haven't even made your way back from the kelp yet.
Exactly.
I mean, we haven't even introduced the governor's daughter or anything.
Oh, God. We haven't been on the big ship yet. There's a crash. There's all sorts of excitement.
There was a crash.
We went skiing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, ice caves, all sorts of things.
So many things. A dinner party.
There was a dinner party, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, with Rose's experimental menu.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of the dinner was actually eaten between between them arriving and other things occurring.
Yeah, because other things did in fact transpire.
Reasonably quickly, I think, but we'll get to that. I suppose.
We'll get to that, yes. But thank you, gentlemen. It's been fun.
Thank you.
It always is. Thank you. And I guess we'll be back next weekend, will we?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sure we'll be able to resume this on Friday, probably, because we should get this done before we hit season 5, I think.
That makes sense.
That's good stuff. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. And thank you, Sparrow, and anyone else that's lurking. I guess we'll catch everyone at some point soon.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Good night.
See you guys. Have a good Sunday.
Good night.